it's so hard to talk about this one because so the first thing again is to just note Elon Musk is not trying to fix anything, right? So like if he were trying to fix things, I would debate him in a way like, oh, okay, we have a disagreement, maybe there's a compromise, but he's trying to wreck the system. He's not interested in fixing it. So it is true that the IT system at Social Security is very old. It does need to be updated. But anyone who's done anything knows. So it's one thing if you're building something from scratch, right? You can build it from scratch. But if you have a system that's delivering critical critical needs to people, right? Like you have 70 million people who rely on the checks coming every single month, $1.5 trillion going out through the system. You can't just, you know, tear it all down and build something new. Like you have to ensure the system is maintaining that there's continuity while you're trying to fix the system. So the idea that these guys, first of all, like half the things that they say show they don't understand how the system works or what it is supposed to do in the first place, right? And then secondly, I don't know, there's going to be like a million bullet points if I go secondly. So another thing is Elon Musk on that same one, when Joe Rogan, you know, him and bro to bro, he said that the weakness of Western civilization was empathy, right? Like that was the fall of Western. And you're like, my man, admitting that you don't have empathy is saying you're a sociopath, okay? Because that's what that clinically means, pathologically. If you don't have empathy, and no, empathy didn't cause the weakness or collapse of the Western world. Empathy is what makes America great, right? Empathy means us caring for our neighbors. Like they have this ridiculous form of masculinity that they're like pushing, you know, like it's this I don't even know what it is. It's weird. It's weird. Exactly. Look at Mark Zuckerberg. Like look what that guy did and you're like, "Oh man. No, what's real?" Man, so I don't want to get into the masculinity question, but like it is important because what real toughness, let's switch it to toughness, or the thing that makes us powerful is that we care for others. That's the whole game, right? That's what makes us great. That's what makes us able to say, hey, world, even though we're not perfect, we try to embody these values, caring for your neighbors, creating community, lifting up all voices because every human's worth and dignity is respected, right? So if you go on Joe Rogan's podcast and you say, I have no empathy, basically, like you are not going to understand how Social Security functions. You just won't get it. And so that's why when he says, like, oh, well, we're going to fire all of the 1-800, the incredible public servants, you know, who take an oath, like all public servants, the public servants at Social Security who take an oath to defend the Constitution, right, against all enemies, foreign and domestic. I was just on the radio with Rich Couture from AFGE this morning, where he had this very beautiful part where he's talking about the workers that make up Social Security. You know, 30% of them are veterans. 10% of them are people with disabilities. And all of them, you know, it's very ideologically diverse. You know, it's also like not everyone's politically involved, but what they are deeply patriotic Americans who want this system to work. Because they understand that empathy, that providing for each other is what makes us strong. That's where our strength comes from. So when they say, oh, we're just going to replace all the people with AI, I'm like, first of all, we're not talking about making weird pictures on the internet, like for all the hype of AI, I have not seen it do very many good things yet. And like it has not made people's lives better yet. I have not seen it deliver. It feels more like the promise that crypto is going to change the world. And you're like, I mean, for gambling, but what else? But it also like deeply misunderstands the moment of vulnerability that Social Security fills the breach, right? So it's at some of the most vulnerable points in a person's life that Social Security is there for them, right? Like you take 9/11, the terrorist attacks of 9/11, the people who were killed in those towers as they fell to a terrorist attack, for in most cases, the first agency that reached out to the families was Social Security to provide survivors benefits. At that moment, you're telling me that AI is going to be able to do that? No. They got an army of humans with empathy to work the phones, to talk person to person, do any in-person meetings that are needed, to walk people through this incredibly painful time, right? Same with Gold Star families. So you ask veterans families, people who have fallen while serving in war, Social Security is there for the surviving children. So ask the Gold Star families how important Social Security is. Or if somebody, they're working hard, they work every day of their life, they are proud of their work because people want to work. It's part of many people's core identity. And then they're crossing the street and get hit by a cab or a car, right? Now they can no longer work, and now they're in a situation of trying to figure out how they're going to live. That's when they touch Social Security, right? When they come and they and somebody has to be there for them. Okay. And then in retirement, choosing when that they're going to actually sort of like make the call. When do I claim my Social Security benefits? Because it's a huge deal. You can claim your full benefit age is, for most of people listening, will be 67, but you can claim as early as 62 and as late as 70. Every year that you claim early is a 7% reduction in benefits forever. And you can't outlive your Social Security benefit. So this is a lifetime decision. Some people, it's 30 years they're talking about. Or each year you delay, your benefit goes up by 7%. Well, this is a moment that you want to talk to a person with empathy, right? Somebody who knows the system and can talk to you about, these incredibly important decisions. That's not what Elon Musk has envisioned for Social Security. I'll tell you what he has envisioned for Social Security. Do you have social media or like Gmail or anything? Have you ever tried to call them? Have you ever tried to get a human being on the line if you have a problem with them? And these can be catastrophic problems. You can Google this, right? Like if somebody gets locked out of their Gmail and it has all of their bank account information, all their passwords, right? Everything. And then they're trying to get a hold of Google, and Google's like, press 4 if you want to hear the time and date, right? And then we're sorry, we didn't understand you. And then the connections, they hang up on you, right? Like that's the Silicon Valley reality. There's no like, oh yeah, we're going to turn it over to the robots and then everything will be super efficient and effective. So no, I don't think that these guys are interested in getting in there and rewriting the system so that it works better. I think that what they're going to do is they're going to cause a catastrophic collapse. And it's going to be this IT move. This is where it hits the fan. because you got a bunch of 20-year-olds whose idea is move fast and break stuff, like Zuckerberg, right? And they're driven by a guy who has no empathy, so he doesn't understand the humanness that the Social Security system represents and what makes it powerful and amazing. So yeah, this is the most dangerous thing right now, is these guys, and really specifically, there's been 400 either people pushed off, they retired, but basically they hollowed out the IT section. 400 people gone at Social Security now. The rest of the people who are left, they've had their permissions restricted. They're restricted access to the system. And then these Doge goons, these Elon Musk goons, are brought in and given full control over this system. And it's going to be a disaster. So that's my feelings on that one. So we're at socialsecurityworks.org. You can find us on all of the socials, at Social Security Works. So we like Blue Sky, Facebook we're on X as well. But also right now, I would invite people to go to handsoffsocialsecurity.org. Right now it's focused on this build towards the April 5th protests, but there'll be a lot more there as well. So handsoffsocialsecurity.org. Find us on social media, Social Security Works, and our website, socialsecurityworks.org.
Now that you know where we've been, find out where we're going. Tune in to Ladies Love Politics, where you can stay informed without going insane.